Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. A long time ago, somebody said to me, Sophie, could you make a piggy bank? And I meant to do it all those years ago, but the other day, what inspired me was this posting I saw on A Happy Mum. And she made 3 piggy banks, not just one, but 3 piggy banks out of basic recycled materials. She just used bottles, and she made the cutest thing. She made one to share, one to spend, and one to save. And I thought, what a great way of teaching kids how to work with their money. You give a little, you save a little, you spend a little. So I'm going to show you how to make these adorable little piggies right now. And as you can see, one's to share, one's to save, and one's to spend. For this project, you'll need a water bottle or 3 water bottles with a large enough mouth opening to let your change fall through, an X-Acto knife or box cutter, duct tape, scissors, letter stickers, a cutting board, googly eyes, Sharpie pen, glue gun, 8 water bottle lids per pig, pipe cleaner, clear packing tape, wax paper or parchment paper, and my templates, which you can get from Sophie-World.com. One of the things that I learned when making these water bottles is I started with a small one because this is the kind of water bottle I had, and I thought, oh, these are so cute. But watch what happens. Put my change in, my pennies, my dimes, and of course, my quarters. But look what happens when I want to take my change out. See a problem? The quarter won't come out. And because the quarter won't come out, that makes this little piggy a constant saver. I'll never be able to get my quarters out. So I realized that I needed to go for bottles with a bigger mouth. This is a great size bottle. This is a Gatorade bottle, and it is perfect for what we want to do. First thing we're going to do is prep the bottle. Be very careful here. This is something that an adult only should do, and you really never want to cut towards yourself. You always want to cut away. Kind of get your box cutter up and underneath there and just get that little ring cut right off. You can use scissors, but it's really hard to get underneath there. The other thing you want to do is cut off the label. So again, always make sure you're cutting away from yourself and pull off the label. So the piggies need ears. So what I'm going to do is make some duct tape ears. So I've got my blue duct tape here, my blue polka dot duct tape. And what I'm going to do is take 4.5 inches of duct tape. And fold it over onto itself, leaving 1/2 inch of sticky. So I'm just going to fold it over like that, leaving 1/2 inch of sticky. And I'm going to do 2 of these. Then what I can do is take one and stick it right on top of the other, like that, and fold these in half so that the sticky is facing up, like that, and that'll work. Now I'm going to take my template, and I'm going to lay my template down, and using my using my Sharpie pen, I'm going to come up and around, and then I can fold this in half. And cut. That way I get both of them at the same time. Now what I'm going to do is make the inside of the ears. For that I'm going to be using a little bit of wax paper or parchment paper, whichever you have. Parchment paper is actually better than wax paper I find that sometimes wax paper sticks. I'm going to take the dark pink here. And lay this down. I'm leaving some of this so that I'll be able to peel this off easily. Then I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to take my inner ear template, lay it on, and trace around with my Sharpie pen. Fold this in half again, cut up and over, and then peel the wax paper off, and place my inner ear right in the center of my ear here. Now what I'm going to be doing is taking my X-Acto knife and cutting a small slit right down the middle. And then I'm going to flip this over, place my inner ear right in the center. Do the same thing here. Little snip right down the center. And then flip it over. Take my inner ear. Place it in the center. I'm going to make my ear by taking one side of the cut and the other side of the cut and folding it over onto itself, just like that. And then sticking it right on my piggy head. So one more time. I've got that cut, kind of like a pair of pant legs. Just fold one over onto the other, and that's going to pull the ear into an ear shape. And it's also going to give you a nice little base to stick to your piggy head, just like that. Now I'm going to add some eyeballs. I've got my little googly eyes. I'm going to use my hot glue for this. A little hot glue here, and a little hot glue here. Your piggy can stay nudie or naked if you want it to, but if you want to, like a Happy Mum did, make a save, spend, and share, you're going to want to make like a little band for the body. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our blue duct tape here. We're going to match our ears. And lay your tape out. And then if you want to, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is going to make sure that you have enough. Just give it a little cut. In the middle, you're going to use your letters here, and you're going to spell out what you're going to do. So I'm going to do save. So I've got A. Now make sure that you put your lettering down towards the bottom, because you're going to want to cut the hole for your change to go in, and you want this to be underneath it. So SA, find my V, and I just need an E. Now what I found is that these letters have a tendency to pop off. So I'm going to use some clear tape. I'm just going to take a little bit of clear tape, and I'm just going to cut enough that'll go over the save. Whenever you're using clear tape, the tip is fold that end over when you're done with it so that you don't lose it. Take my piece, place it over top, smooth it down. That's going to make sure that those letters stay in place. Then I'm going to pick up this duct tape place the save directly behind the piggy's ears here. So right in the center. If you want to, you can use a cap to keep it in place. Or your duct tape roll. Keep them from rolling. There we go. Basically what you want to do is get the top part lined up first. Make sure that that's right in between those ears. And then you can wrap around on one side and wrap around from the other side. There you go. And now you need to cut a hole right here. Now this you need to be very careful with because you're cutting through these layers of plastic and this can be sharp. And you want to make sure you don't cut through and hurt your fingers or catch your fingers with the knife. But you're going to cut on both sides and make a big enough space. So I cut here, and then I cut to fix both edges there. So I cut to fit. And then try to make sure that it doesn't fall in there by reaching in there and grabbing that. So there you go, now you got that. Now the only thing our little piggy needs is a tail and some feet. To make the feet, what you're going to do is take 2 bottle caps. Now if you don't have that many bottle caps, you can always use a nice big bead, or you can use corks or whatever you want to, but what I'm going to do is make matching feet. So I've got these 2 bottle caps and I'm going to glue them together top to top. Or actually, excuse me, bottom to bottom is what that is, not top to top. So I put a little glue, hot glue around the outside there. Now this one is one of those ones that has like a little prongy in there, so I'm going to make sure that I split the difference so it goes right in between there. Okay, and I've glued that together. Now what I'm going to do is take a strip about 4 inches long, 3 to 4 inches long. I should be able to get 3 strips out of each. Going to make it about 3/4 of an inch long. Excuse me, wide. So 3/4 of an inch wide. A little like 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm just going to take this tape and wrap it around. This is going to make him have matching hooves. Okay, and if it's a little too short, which this one is, just use a second piece of tape. There you go. And just wrap that around. And you want to make 4 sets of feet, so that's why you need 8 bottle caps. And now let's put them on. So I'm just going to glue those little footies and put some hot glue on the top of my foot. And place it right underneath there. Take a second foot. You want to make sure that your pig stands evenly. So this one, this is the foot. Once you get the first foot on, this is the foot that actually really counts. Making sure. Now, you can just do 2 feet if you like, and just leave them like that, or you can do 4. I'm going to do 4, just because 4 is tricky. So what you want to do is you want to line up that foot in the back there first to make sure it's in line with the front feet. You want to do this so that you kind of have him balanced and then slide the foot in. Otherwise, you can end up, you know, if you glued it in the wrong place, like glued him in the air, he might end up being like really tippy. But right there, he's nice and solid. And then we need a tail. So just going to take a Sharpie pen here and wrap my pipe cleaner around to get a nice cute little piggy tail. And just cut it off right there at the edge of that curl, and then add a little bit of hot glue and just plop it right on the back there. The last thing, going to have to add a little bit of a nostril flare to my little my nosy here. So I could use a black Sharpie, or I can use my little orange one here. Give him an understated nostril. And then just put that on. Now, to be safe, what you probably should do is put your cap on first, then draw your nose. Otherwise, you might end up with a sideways nose like that or an upside down nose. So put your cap on, then draw your nose. And there you have your saving pig. Now, I thought I'd show you some of these other piggy banks that I made because they have bigger snouts, which means that you can get those quarters out that I was telling you about, or even 50-cent pieces. So this one is made out of a big water bottle, as you can see. And this one is made out of a peanut bottle. See that? Isn't that cool? And he's got a great big snout. And I used wooden beads for his feet instead of the bottle caps. And then this is the last one that I thought I would share with you, and that is one made out of a vinegar bottle. So there's some extra ideas for you for your share, save, and spend piggy banks. But I gotta say, I'm very fond of these little guys. I just wish their snouts were bigger. For more fun ideas, check us out at sophie-world.com. And if you like this, give us a thumbs up and make sure you leave us a comment down below on how you save, spend, and share your money.